What's up, mortals? It's Patrick here, and before we get into today's video, I'd like to thank the supporters on Patreon. Their support means a lot to us. A link to the Patreon will be in the description, as well as a link to the Discord group chat, where you can talk to me and other mortals like yourself. There are quite a few people there already, and it'd be awesome if you would join us. When Deku was young, he voice, "I am here," it yells. After that, it was followed by a Texas smash. Deku was now free of the sludge villain's control, and the sludge villain was proceeded to be caught by All Might. All Might tells the kid to be careful and jumps away, but just before that, Deku grabs onto his legs. All Might tries to shake him off, but then he realizes that they're in the air, so if he dropped them, he would land on the ground. All Might then proceeds to land on the nearest building. "That was real risky, alright," All Might says to Deku. "I know, but I really have to ask you a question," he says. "What is it, kid?" says All Might impatiently, since he is about to run out of time. "Can you be a hero without a quirk?" Deku says. All Might then tells him no, but then lists other professions like being a police or a firefighter. This hurts Deku even more than the anime. Deku then runs out the exit door crying. All Might realizes what he said. He waits till he's depowered and chases after the young boy. Across town, Bakugo is walking home and then notices a nasty bottle and then kicks it as a sludge villain is coming out. Back to Deku, he hears an explosion and then goes to check it out. When he gets there, there is a crowd of people just standing there as more and more explosions go off. Even a news station appears to record the events and what is going on there. Deku then asks someone what is going on and why aren't the heroes doing anything. Someone tells him that there is a villain and he has a hostage, plus none of the heroes can do anything about it. Deku pushes forward to see who it is, and it turns out to be Bakugo. Deku then realizes this is all his fault. Bakugo may be a jerk, but he did not deserve this. Deku, thinking and feeling that it's his fault, rushes past all the heroes and throws his book bag, hoping to hit the sludge villain in the eyes. He does, and then starts trying to pull the sludge villain off of Bakugo. It was not working, and the sludge villain retained his sight. All Might, just watching, comes out of his daze and then buffs up, jumps and yells, "Detroit Smash!" blowing the sludge villain away, and saves both Deku and Bakugo. The crowd is screaming and cheering as All Might walks up to them. The camera is on All Might as he then walks to Bakugo and tells him that his quirk is amazing, while Deku was getting scolded by all the pros. All Might then walks over to Deku and says, "What the heck were you thinking? Not only could you have gotten yourself killed, but you could have gotten this other kid killed." He then tells Deku that he can never be a hero, and all he will do is be a burden and a risk for others. The crowd simply ignores this, but it was alive. Deku, trying to hold back his tears and anger, walks off, feeling like what All Might said. These words were constantly going through his head as he walks into someone. Then he hears a voice in his head. "You want power?" the voice says. Deku says yes in his head, and then is taken away by a portal. Deku was in a room, and all he could do was hear the voice. "I have seen you on TV, and noticed how you were trying to be a hero, but was cast out because you are quirkless." "Yeah, and so what?" Deku says. "I can give you power. Any power within my limits," he says. "In return for what?" Deku asks. "In return for your service," the voice states. Deku thinks for a moment, and then says, "Yes." "Okay, I will give you the power you want the most. But before you do that, you have to train hard for 5 months," the voice says. "I will do that, but what is your name?" Deku says. "My name is All for One," he states. As soon as he said that, Deku was instantly teleported back to where he was before. Deku then proceeds to rush home to find out his training schedule. Once home, he devised a training routine for the body and the mind. Deku took out different types of martial arts, as well as imagining that he was fighting Bakugo, or bullies. At night, he will study quirks and how to easily take out people. His mom notices how hard he was working, but did not intervene. He got his schedule down pat, and would add more and more, pushing himself. As the weeks went by, the old Deku was replaced by an angry and aggressive person. His mom would try to talk to him, but he would just ignore her. Deku had no one to talk to, really. He was alone, and his mom couldn't relate to him. He was being fueled by anger and lust for power. It's been 5 months, and Deku was waiting impatiently. Oh, and old Deku was almost gone by this point. Deku was about to go and train, but he was teleported to the same room he was in before. "You have improved since I last saw you," All for One says. "Now all you have to do is tell me what power you want." "I want..." Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And like we say, peace out, mortals.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe